Hi, I'm Corey and welcome to Creating with Scraps. Today is May 3rd and day 3 of building a Scrapbuster idea book. And the two ideas I have on tap for today, again, these are all really common things, but I'm just going to show them so that we can put books together at the end of this if you're interested. The two I have today are a Gail fold down and die cuts and punches. And again, the goal is to use up scraps and different ways to use them so that your journals are interesting, plus they're just fun to make. So the two today, Gail fold down and die cuts and punches. Now, this Gail fold down, I've shown both of these before, but I've been told that it's not something that Gail Augustinelli originally created, but it's the first place I saw it, so that's why I call it a Gail fold. And it can be big, it can be little, and it's just kind of an envelope looking thing as a journaling spot. This one is what, maybe an inch by 1.5 inches, something like that, 2 inches, 1 inch by 2 inches, and I use it as an introduction to a journal. And they can be plain coffee dyed paper, it can be ruled paper, it can be lined paper, it can be dotted, it can have jagged edges or smooth edges. It's a super quick, simple project to do. And what I usually do is I fold the corners in. I take the top of the page that I'm going to be working with, and I fold the corners in so that they meet. Can you see that in my frame there? Yeah, so I fold the corners in so they meet. And then a lot of times I'll put a die cut here or a sticker or a piece of lace or something to, and I glue it down. Now some people leave it so that you can fold it back up and write in there, but I just like the way it looks when I glue it or fold it down. And then what I do is I bring the bottom up to my fold line and I crease it. And then, depending, if I wanted just a wider one, I would do it like this, just fold this right back down over the top. But if I wanted it a bit narrower, I would fold this up again and then fold this top down. And now you can leave it just like this, and you could put, a ticket or something. That's a big ticket. I don't know. Anyway, you could put a ticket or a tag or a label or something like that to hold it down so that you could lift it out, or whatever you're tucking it in, you can have this lay over the top of that, like if you were putting it in a belly band. And that is my version of a Gail fold. And I credit Gail Augustinelli. As I said, I'm sure other people have done it. Gail has never, I don't believe, taken credit for it, but that's where I see it. Again, same idea. You can make it as wide or as long or as big or as small as you like. But that's one of my favorite ways to use offcuts. So when I'm cutting pages down for a journal, I'll use these and my offcuts, and I'll make Gail folds. I'll make a whole bunch of them at once. And then the other suggestion I had for today was die cuts and punches. Now, when I've got leftover cardstock especially, I know a lot of us that were scrapbookers back in the day have a lot of cardstock, and we use cardstock. What I generally tend to do with cardstock is I will make punches. When I've got little bits left over, I'll use solid paper too, like this is book page with some vellum, I believe it is. And then I'll use my variety of punches, tags and labels and flowers and hearts and all kinds of things like that. Like this bin is just, can you see it? This bin is just small tags. And over here, I've got some flowers, some flower punches. And here I've got like a mini file folder and the whale tail tag punch that many of us have, or these little tab punches. So when I've got little bits left over, I'll just punch a whole bunch of those. And so punches, but I'll also do die cuts, and I've shown a video. I'm not even going to link it below, but you can find it. It's pretty easy. It's how I do die cuts. And I'll make die cut bits with the leftover punches, our leftover cardstock and vellum and tracing paper and those kinds of things. But that's what I do. I do punches and die cuts with it. And then I had somebody ask the other day, well, what do I do with the die cuts? Well, these are just coffee dyed bags, glassine bags, but I'll do things like this. So I build the base of my cluster, and then I will put one of my die cuts or punches on top of the cluster. And then this would be my decoration. So those who order the 2 for $5 or 2 for $6 envelopes, these are the type of things you'll get. You'll get a cluster and you'll get a bag or some kind of a base or a tag or something. And then you can choose to put them together. But this is kind of how I do it. And then in my journal, I would put it down, and I could either make it into a belly band with a tuck in the back, or just depending on depending on how fat I wanted my book, I could just glue the whole thing down and then tuck a journaling card or something in there. And, you know, when I do these, you can do a variety of sizes and colors and styles, and, you know, it's just, the possibilities are endless. So there you go. Today is day 3, and I hope that gave you some ideas. Thank you for watching, and happy creating.